just about set for football. The crowd is definitely ready. So are we. Off we go on EA Sports. And this will work out quite well. He'll get it all the way out to the 30-yard line. So the visitors ready to go on offense here for the first time. And taking the snaps, a quarterback now in his third year in the league.
If there was one thing that was clear right off the jump from our meeting last week, Mike, it was the fact that he shouldered almost all of the blame for last week's loss on himself. Remember what he called his 2 interceptions? He said those are inexcusable. But when you go back and really study the tape, not everything was his fault. Protection at times, spotty. The separation downfield of some of his playmakers, very inconsistent. And truthfully, I didn't love all of the play calls. They're going to have to be better as an entire offense for him to play better at the quarterback position.
Back to throw. Short pass taken in by the tight end. And he'll be taken down. The gain is 6, and it's a new set of downs. He picked up the first down. Blown back in the backfield. He'll get the carry here. And he'll be stacked up at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. He'll try again here. 2nd and 10. Now they'll set up to throw. Gets it away quickly, and it's caught. And they'll get about 8 out of that one, but still a little work to do now on 3rd down. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. He'll get this one out to his fullback. And he can't get away. They rally to the football on defense and bring him down for no gain.
When you're willing to throw the ball short of the sticks on 3rd down, you know what that tells me, Mike? The decision to go for it on 4th down has already been made. If you're able to pick it up with yards after the catch, great. But if not, it's a 4th and short, and you give yourself a realistic shot of converting on this 4th down.
This crowd ready in anticipation. Their offense taking the field for the first time. They're led out by the quarterback from USC, Caleb Williams.
I think the biggest thing that stood out from last week's game was when they went into the game with an initial plan, how quickly were they able to get away from that when they realized it wasn't working? I think they got a lot of unscouted looks, meaning the defense threw a lot of exotic looks at them, blitzes, different fronts and coverages, maybe things they didn't work on all week. So the key this week is understand what is the defense looking to do today, and how fast can we make those adjustments?
Oh, he's going to be bottled up and taken down. They got him.
Quarterback's having a hard time establishing any sort of rhythm here early against this defense. He fails to connect on the 1st down pass. They give him another opportunity through the air on 2nd, and it gets even worse. If they can't protect the quarterback and they can't get him some easy completions, it just makes everything for this play caller that much more difficult. That's just one of those drives that was out of whack from the start, Mike. They just couldn't get anything going on the early downs, and they'll most likely punt the ball away and hope that their defense can do the same thing and get them the ball back.
Fair catch made here. The drive will start at the 23-yard line. The Thunderbirds offense ready to see the football for the 2nd time. They'll search for the first points of this game as they begin the drive on 1st and 10. He'll tuck it and take off.
Well, let's give credit here to the coverage unit, Mike. There was nowhere to go with the ball for that quarterback. He had no choice but to just tuck it down himself, and he's able only to pick up a short gain.
He'll look to throw. Quickly to the outside and complete.
These are the play calls, Mike, that offensive coordinators use to just get their quarterback and their passing game into some sort of rhythm. Easy pitch and catch, get the ball out of his hand, see a completion. These typically, as the game goes on, lead to bigger and bigger gains. One of the easiest ways to negate these really good pass rushes in the NFL, Mike, is just to simply get the ball out of the quarterback's hand as fast as possible. And sometimes it's by design, sometimes it's based on need. But really nice job there by the quarterback, getting into the hands of his receiver and then see what he can do after the catch.
They'll send a tight end in motion. On 1st and 10, they'll set up to throw.
Just take what the defense is giving you. And you can stay ahead of the chains and just take these easy pitch and catch throws underneath, pitch routes, quick game. Now it puts you in a lot more favorable down and distances to eventually attack this defense a little bit more downfield.
And he will keep the drive moving. Gets the first down. Nice gain of 5. He'll drop to throw. Quick throw, taken in. And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a first down completion of 7 yards. Here's a 2nd and 3 forthcoming. They'll send him over to the left. They'll look to throw. Quick throw here is complete. And they bring him down, but not until they get inside the 30-yard line. A fresh set of downs to work with. It is 1st down and 10. They'll throw out of the gun. Throwing over the middle. This one is complete. And this takes him into the red zone. He's brought down inside the 20-yard line. Ball down to the 16-yard line. And it's 1st and 10. Out of the gun, here's a run up the gut. And a nice run there. He'll be stopped just shy of a first down. A pickup of 9. An enviable spot to operate from. Here's 2nd and inches. That is caught in the middle of the end zone. Touchdown, Thunderbirds. It's his 4th touchdown on the year.
But you think back to their first possession of this game, Mike, it resulted in a punt. Not exactly the fast start the coaches told us was so important as this game unfolds. They get the ball back for possession 2. Now they try to find some rhythm, find their identity of the game plan, and they come away with 6. So that's how you bounce back in this league. It's not always going to be perfect. Really nice job settling into this game here with their 2nd possession.
7-0 is our score as this kick is sent into the air. Now return coming from the 7. Now an opening past the 30. And they'll be set up well as he is past the 35-yard line. The home team's offense ready to take over for their 2nd possession. They trail here by a touchdown as this drive will start with a first down. Now a ball deep, middle of the field. And he will go all the way. Touchdown. Well, that is a quick drive and the best way to finish it. The touchdown pass downfield. Greg, you rarely see a deep shot like that to start a drive.
You're right, Mike. We don't see it a lot, but I wish we did. It's actually the most efficient and safest down to pass the ball. And in this case, the defense is thinking run, got a lot of defenders up in the box, and they're able to strike deep with a pass play for 6.
We're all tied, 7 apiece, and the kick's away. This one taken at the 7. And he is stopped at the 25. The drive will begin there. One of the tight ends in motion right. Back to throw here to begin the drive. Little short pass here, caught by his tight end.
It's not the big play they were hoping for, but first down efficiency, staying ahead of the chains, is what every offense is trying to find, and it brings up a manageable 2nd down.
On 2nd down, they'll run. They'll try to get back to the line, but it's not happening. Gonna lose a yard.
Sometimes you run all those big bodies out there, you kind of tip your hand. I always love going big jumbo personnel for a play action. In this case, they keep the ball on the ground. The defense knew it was coming, and they suffer a loss.
To the right side here, pass is caught.
We see teams more and more throw the ball short of the sticks on third down, really for two reasons. One, they're confident that they can pick up the first down with yards after the catch. Two, teams' willingness to go for it on fourth down is at an all-time high.
And a fair catch is taken. It is just inside the 20-yard line. The home team's offense ready to see what they can do with this next possession. We'll try to break out of this deadlock. We are all even at 7 as they start this drive, 1st and 10. And a good job following his blockers, a gain of 7. It'll be 2nd down. You get a look there at his numbers on the ground from a week ago. 2nd down and 3. They'll stick with Elliott. And he's taken down on what should be the final play of this first quarter. A touchdown apiece here in the first quarter of play. Pair of 7s on the scoreboard. And EA Sports NFL Sunday returns after this. So it'll be 1st and 10. They'll scrimmage at the 33. They'll go play action here with Williams.
Well defended there. The quarterback's trying to attack this defense outside the numbers. Those really wide angle throws near the sideline sometimes can be very hard to defend.
Nowhere to go. He's going to be taken down.
Defense came out in a soft zone, and I think it caught the quarterback a little off guard. He was trying to attack them downfield. By the time he was able to get through his progression to his check down, he ran out of time, and that's all the pass rush needed to get into the backfield and bring him down.
Work to do following the sack. It is 3rd and long. On 3rd down, it's Williams from the gun. That's into traffic, but taken in. Pretty good effort on that one. It will not be enough. It's going to bring up 4th down.
Well, it goes without saying. You want to play wide receiver in the NFL, Mike, how well can you change directions? How fast can you get your body from one direction to another? And when you can cut like this guy, I'm not sure how you guard him.
And no return forthcoming. It's a touchback and will come out to the 20-yard line. The Thunderbirds offense ready for this next possession. They'll work in a tie game here in the 2nd quarter and get started with 1st and 10. This drive will start on the ground. The hole closes quickly. He'll pick up about 3. 2nd and 7. They'll stick with him again. And he'll take this ahead for a gain of about 5, and here comes 3rd down. Now after the run, we get a stoppage for an injured player. The training staff going to look, and will step out for a moment. Now a 3rd and 2. Try to pick this one up on the ground. And that call will not get it done. The defense ready, stopping him behind the line of scrimmage. It sets up 4th down.
The idea here for this offense is you're not really thinking necessarily touchdown. You're thinking 1st down. Let's get a fresh set of downs here and reset. But in this case, they suffer a loss, and it brings up 4th down.
And he'll get forward a few yards on the return. And that's where the offense will take over. The home team's offense ready to take over once more. They'll try to establish some tempo as they start this one with 1st and 10. A play fake. Now Williams. Oh, and a short throw there, but it's going to end up incomplete. That's a pass he'd say he should have had. Instead, he does not, and it brings up second down. A play fake, and they'll throw with Williams. And that's going to be incomplete. Coverage was good that time. The contact jarring the ball loose and forcing third down. From the shotgun, it's Williams. He'll try to run for it. Give him 11 on the scramble and give them a new set of downs.
And that just can't happen. Third and long, just understand, contain the ball, rally tackle, just get the ball carrier on the ground. Not only not able to get to him inside the pocket, he's able to extend the play with his legs and pick up a huge, long first down.
Give them 17 more, and they are on a roll. Another first down.
Just seems like every year, Mike, the tight end position just continues to grow within the passing game and establishes a bigger and bigger role. And listen, I know I'm biased, but if you want to have a good passing game, you better have a good tight end.
And he finds some space, tackled after a gain of 7 on first down. Here's 2nd and 3 to go. They're going to motion the tight end over here. And he's going to run out of time. They get to him and bring him down.
Sometimes, Mike, your greatest strength can also be a little bit of your weakness. In this case, he is so used to being able to buy more time with his feet, extend the play, give his targets more time downfield to uncover. In this case, nothing materializes, tried to do too much, and as a result, takes a big loss.
So, backed up after the sack, and now it's 3rd and long. Working out of the gun, here's Williams. And on 3rd down, that ball incomplete.
If you want to be a top-notch NFL DB, of course, yes, the athleticism is a given. But it's really, you have to be instinctive. The instincts are what allow you to maximize those physical skills, and you saw them on full display right here, leading in the big-time breakup.
So that one's going to land out of bounds, and the official's going to mark it right at the 20-yard line. The Thunderbirds offense ready to get back at it. They'll do so with 1st and 10. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive.
This is one of those throws where you're hoping you do most of the damage after the catch, but give credit to the defense. Once that ball was caught, they were on him quickly, and there was nowhere for him to go after the catch.
Throwing now from the gun. Quick throw, out wide, it's caught.
This pitch and catch may have looked routine, but I promise you, Mike, these types of anticipatory throws, especially outside the numbers, they don't occur without countless reps, oftentimes when nobody's even watching.
2nd time they've hooked up on this drive. This one good for 12 and a first down.
Mike, I think we make so much of all these fancy routes, right? The selling, the head fakes, getting in and out of the break, and while that's really important to create separation, that's really more of a man beater. That's when teams want to just play you one-on-one and you have to beat the defender. Against zone defense like we saw here, it's a lot more simpler. Understand,
this is intercepted. And he's going to give a short field to his offense here as they try to break the tie.
So anytime you're really sensing pass, Mike, the first thing you want to do, flood the field with defensive backs. Good things typically happen. I mean, that's a great call there by the defensive coordinator to counter that play, because no matter where that ball was going, they had someone in the neighborhood who had a shot of making the play and getting them off the field.
The home team's offense getting things in order as they trot out for this next possession. They'll start in outstanding field position, looking for a way to break our tie. Williams going to look to throw it on first down. Pressure gets there, and down he goes.
Let's give a lot of credit to the defensive plan that this coaching staff has come up with coming into today's game. Every time it seems like the offense makes an adjustment, the defense counterpunches. Different looks, different fronts, different pressure packages. They have had all the answers so far, and the sacks just keep piling up.
Following the completion, we'll get a stoppage here for an injured player. So as they look at the injured player, we'll take a timeout. Third down, 3 to go. Operating from the shotgun, it's Williams. Taking off, he'll try to get there.
That's such a deflating feeling for a defense here on 3rd and short. They've got great coverage, but they don't account for the quarterback picking it up with his legs. It's exactly what he's able to do here on the scramble. Fresh set of downs.
And it's complete to the sideline. Nice job getting both feet down inbounds. From out of the gun, it's a run with Elliott.
I think this 2nd down call, Mike, they were hoping that at worst they had themselves set up for a 3rd down and short. But there's no need for 3rd down. He was able to get enough on 2nd, and they get a fresh set of downs.
To throw, it's Williams. He'll get this out to his running back. And this one's blown up. It's back at the 5-yard line now.
I think this play is a direct result of his film study. He knew exactly where that ball was going before the play was snapped, and that play recognition, man, it separates a lot of guys in this league, and it results in a negative play.
To the end zone there, but it is incomplete.
The defender saw this the entire way, Mike. He actually ran the route before the receiver even got to his spot. I think they're fortunate this one didn't end up getting picked and going the other way.
That's hauled in at the 2. And he's going to be taken down as we hit the 2-minute warning here in this first half. No issues there. This one is good. And his guys get 3 here late in the first half to take the lead.
You know, I think it's safe to say here, Mike, as this offense leaves the field, they wanted to stay out there and go for it. But I think in this case, the coach is playing the long game. He understands that these 3 points now can end up being very valuable as this game moves along.
The visitors' offense ready to see what they can do. This one has been tight so far. A field goal separating the 2 sides as this drive kicks off with 1st and 10. His throw left side is complete. And they will bring him down on the other side of midfield.
This is such a critical moment in the game, that middle 4 minutes, the final 2 minutes of the first half, and then the possession to come out of the halftime break. So maximizing this possession here before halftime is critical. See if you can get a drive starter. See if you can get an easy completion to kickstart a 2-minute mode. And that's what they got here. Now they got to see if they can go down and steal some points.
Back to the air again on 2nd and 10. He's into space past the 25. And he'll be out of bounds all the way down at the 10. A big play on that one. It's a gain of 34.
If you want to score points at a high level in the NFL, you have to generate explosive plays. And after that big chunk pass play, they find themselves now down there in the red zone. And this is where you have to finish drives.
Back to the air one more time. They'll look to set up the screen here. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Thunderbirds.
Mike, we used to have a saying that it was the responsibility of the receiver to run the route through the eyes of the quarterback. And I think this is a great example here. 2 guys clearly on the same page. Quarterback expected his target to be in a certain place at a certain time. He's there, ball's delivered accurately. He's able to pick up the rest with his legs, and that's a big-time connection for the touchdown.
No problem there on the extra point. And the Thunderbirds are on top. It's 14-10. Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. A return now from the 4. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. So now this team's offense ready to get back at it. They trail by 4. A touchdown gives them the lead. Drive begins with 1st and 10. Here's Williams now to throw. Short pass taken in by the tight end. And he's not going to get too far, tackled after a gain of just a yard. Williams to throw on 2nd down. He'll get about 6 before he's taken down. Now another timeout called by this offense. They have 1 remaining. They get the stoppage with just over 50 seconds to play in this first half. So, 1st and 10 here now at the 38. A throw right side is intercepted. And his offense is going to be all set up with a short field and a chance to extend their lead.
It's not often, Mike, that everything breaks right for this type of return off of an interception. But boy, is it beautiful when it does. I mean, look at the defenders just flip around and become blockers, trying to spring their guy to the house. Great athleticism, some great moves on his part. I mean, he's going to have some of his offensive teammates looking over their shoulder for their position.
The visitors' offense going to get it one final time in this first half. They've got the lead, and they'll set forth trying to build on it. They're going to do that with excellent field position.
Here in the first half, we've seen nothing but connections from these two guys. I mean, they've come out completely on fire, so the defense finally gets a stop, and really the first time we've seen these guys be a little bit off.
And this takes him into the red zone. He's brought down inside the 20-yard line. Set to go now on 1st and 10. In the red zone now, he'll drop to throw. That is hauled in at the 5. And he's going to be taken down. From the 4-yard line, trying to punch it in. 1st down and goal. They'll look to throw yet again. They'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
That's one he'd love to have back. An opportunity to score 6 was right there for the taking. Just wasn't quite meant to be.
That's going to wind up incomplete. Not much time remaining. Time for one more snap here in this first half. That one is good. And the Thunderbirds going to tack on 3 more, extending the lead here late in the first half. Just 1 second remaining in this first half, and they will kick it away. This one is fielded in the end zone, but he will not bring it out. It's a touchback, and this drive will begin at the 30-yard line. Here's Williams on 1st and 10. He's going to look for the home run ball. And he's going to be taken down as time runs out on this first half of play. So we have reached halftime with these two teams separated by a touchdown. As we send you to our studios in Orlando, here's Jonathan Coachman with EA Sports Halftime Report. It's all yours, Coach.
All right, Michael, we'll get back to you and Greg in just a little bit. For now, plenty of early action in the 1 o'clock Eastern window to get you caught up on. So let's get to it. We'll begin our trip around the NFL with an interesting one right off the bat. And it's the visiting side who have the lead in that one. From there, we'll head down to the Big Easy. Check on the Saints at home at the Superdome. And this one going the visitors' way as the Texans have the lead in that one. The Texans trying to gut this one out as it would be a good victory for them if they could get it. Lastly, let's check on one final game for you. As you can see the score there in the second quarter.
Coach, thanks. This one's still anyone's game. We'll see who can come out with the hot hand in this second half. About to get started. A safe kick taken at the 5. And their drive will begin at the 30-yard line. This team's offense ready to take over possession of the football. And, look, they've been out of sorts throughout, Greg. They haven't had any answer for this pass rush all game.
Yeah, and it's really showing up in the sacks and also just in their ability to prevent any yards, any completions. This has just been a dominant pass defense performance here, and everything starts with the rush. The quarterback's uncomfortable. The clock gets sped up. He's got guys in his face. It's a lot easier to play defensive back and in some of these coverage units when you know that ball's got to come out fast. And right now, they're teeing off and taking advantage of it.
They'll come up 1st and 10 at the 40. Here's Elliott. A modest gain. Maybe 2 yards. It's second down. Again, here's Zeke. Past midfield to the 45. And the tackle's going to be made down at the 40-yard line.
Remember this one thing, Mike. It is not how well or how often you run the ball in the NFL. It's when do you run the ball well in the NFL. And I think that's what a lot of these offensive play callers are starting to realize. Can you run the ball well in critical moments of the game? More important than how many gross yards you run for.
They'll come up now for second down and 4.
Brings up 2nd and 4.
Now Elliott. And they bring him down inside the 25-yard line.
Well, Mike, you know the old saying, the more tight ends on the field, the better. And in this case, it worked out perfectly. A lot of big bodies on the field, hat for a hat. Nice job there by the back, picking up a good gain.
Throwing on first down, it's Williams. And he'll be taken down.
When you put plays like this on tape, it sends a message to every defender across the league. When you play this offense and this guy has the ball, you better bring it when you come to contact him, because if not, you're going to be on the wrong end of it.
Ball sitting at the 7. 1st and goal. Now Williams. This one is hauled in. Are the feet in bounds? Yes, for the score. 2 touchdowns for him now on the afternoon. Tight spaces down there. Things happen quick. Greg, a quick decision and great execution for the score.
You're exactly right, Mike.
And, of course, all scoring plays are reviewed. So replay is going to take a look at this one and make sure it is good for 6. And we'll get a moment here as they look this one over. Remember, the call on the field is what they'll stick with unless they have clear, incontrovertible visual evidence to the contrary. In other words, it's got to be the truth. So, ruled a touchdown originally. They didn't find any reason to overturn it, and it stays on the board. So back to level after the touchdown, and time for the kickoff. He fields it at the 8. Oh, he's got room past the 30. And a solid run back there. He'll get this out past the 30-yard line. The visitors' offense and their quarterback set to take the field once more. And I want to take you through the highlights here. They have been plentiful from the quarterback position. Has the offense running at a high efficiency throughout, and we'll try to sustain it here down the stretch. Here's 1st and 10. Right away, they'll set up to throw. A quick throw, that's complete on the slant. Now a give on the ground. And he'll be close to a first down. A gain of a couple as they mark him just short. They'll look to pick this up 3rd and a yard. A tight end in motion now. And they've got it. Going to pick up the first down there. Right around midfield.
Really just the same approach that an offense would take on a quarterback sneak, Mike. You don't necessarily have to sprint them for a huge gain. Can you buy just enough space up front to pick up 1 yard? That's exactly what they did. Pick up the first down.
Quickly to the outside and complete. And they'll move this one down inside the 40-yard line.
We hear the term RPO so often, Mike, and it continues to kind of trickle its way into the NFL. But remember, it's a lot different in the NFL than it is in the college game where it's a lot more prevalent. The lineman cannot go downfield. So that quarterback has to make a lot of really fast snapshot decisions or else it's going to lead to a penalty or him holding on to the ball too long. So it's something that teams want to implement, but maybe not quite to the level that we see in the college game.
Gets it away quickly, and it's caught.
Defense does a nice job here initially using zone coverage to take away the middle of the field. That's the most valuable real estate in football. Quarterback gets off his first read, sees some openings to the sideline, and him and his receiver are able to connect.
And he's going to be brought down right on that yellow line with the official signal. He's got enough for the first down. They'll throw out of the gun. And the rush gets home. He'll go down. They got him.
When you can win so fast as an edge rusher, you put so much pressure on the quarterback to speed everything up. He can sense that pressure coming either from his front or back side. It either speeds up and leads to an errant throw, or in this case, it leads to a sack.
He'll drop to throw. Little short pass here, caught by his tight end. Well, he's brought down. That pass is going to pick up 4 and bring up 3rd down. They'll look to throw. They'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
Here's the quarterback doing everything in his power to extend this play, and none of his guys could get open. You got to see someone separate, work with your quarterback, go into scramble second reaction mode, and it also gives some credit to the back end doing a nice job plastering with their assignment, and he had no choice but to throw it away. Job number 1 on this drive, find a way to get the lead. They, of course, would have loved to score a touchdown, Mike, but 3 points here, that's a pretty good consolation prize as it moves him out in front.
This returnable from the 4. And he's brought down right at the 25-yard line. So now, out comes the offense, led by their quarterback as they take over once again. From the 25, they'll go to work, 1st and 10.
Here we go.
Working out of the gun. Here's a throw left side. Going to be intercepted. And he's going to be brought down. What a turn of events here. He has given his guys 1st and 10 in the red zone.
Mike, these are just throws you're not accustomed to seeing, especially from a quarterback that has played this much football. He's been around the NFL for a long time. He's got to make better decisions. Costly mistakes like that are going to kill his team.
The visitors' offense getting those helmets back on, ready to head out for their next possession. They'll start with the football already in the red zone. Big opportunity here on 1st and 10. They'll try the right side this time. And nothing on that one. Back to the line of scrimmage, and that is it. Now, following the run, one of the offensive linemen leading the way is a bit shaken up. They'll try again. It's 2nd and 10. Back to throw. Throwing it right into the hands of his running back. And he's going to be taken down.
Sudden change. So you find yourself defensively a little bit on your heels. Your offense just turned the ball over, and now you've got to go out and make a stand. Well, so far.
Oh, he feels the pressure, and he'll go down back at the 6.
I really like the play call. Sometimes you can catch the defense thinking run, and you can change it up on first down and go pass. The issue is, if you're the quarterback, you've got to get this ball out of your hand. It's either touchdown or out the back of the end zone into the bleachers, because you cannot afford to go backwards when you find yourself in a goal to go.
This one caught at the 4. Good job so far by the defense protecting the short field. Now it's 3rd and goal. They'll try to run, and it's Johnson. No place to run there. Good job by the D to stop him at the 2. So instead of going for the first down, in comes the field goal unit. Bit of a surprise here. 3 for 3 in the game, as this one is also good. And the Thunderbirds will extend their lead.
It's always a little bit of a letdown, Mike. You find yourself deep in the red zone, and you have to settle for a short field goal like that. In this case, he's able to put it through, and they get 3.
He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. The offense headed back out, captained, of course, by their quarterback. And this defense has really had their way so far, intercepting him twice, forced into a number of bad throws, and generally the D has just made it tough to operate all game long. First and 10. Throwing is Williams. Quick throw out wide. It's caught. And they bring him down, but not until he gets the 45-yard line.
And if he's late with that throw, Mike, there's a really good chance a defender could have made a play on it. But he does a beautiful job. He puts the ball out in front of his shoulder, leads the receiver, and allows him to get upfield and pick up the first down.
It's a first down run with Elliott. And it'll be brought down as we tick towards the end of this 3rd quarter. So we are through 3. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. They'll put one of the tight ends in motion. He'll struggle to get back to the line of scrimmage. Maybe he gets a yard out of that one. It's 2nd down.
1-yard gain brings up 2nd and 9.
They'll go play action here with Williams. To the left side, into the hands of Collins. A gain there of 16 yards. That's enough for a first down.
And this is a tricky part of the game for any defense. You find yourself protecting a late lead, and the age-old question is, do you remain aggressive? Do you try to just keep the ball from being thrown over your head and make everything be tackled and played in front of you? That's what every defensive coordinator struggles with, so they can't get too soft here as they try to hold on to this lead here late.
That's complete to Elliott. And no chance to turn and go. That one good for just a couple. 2nd down and 8.
At the 23-yard line.
Williams. Quick throw, taken in. And he's going to be dropped after a pickup of about 5. Big play coming up. This is 3rd down. Straight ahead, it's Elliott.
If you send your field goal unit on the field, Mike, it gives you a chance to chip away at this deficit. But I think I'm keeping my offense on the field. I'm going to one of my critical plays on my call sheet. Keep this drive alive. The hope is to come away with 6.
Trailing late, they've got to go here. It's 4th down. They'll indeed go. It's Williams. And they're going to get the first down. They were forced to go for it, and it's going to work out for them.
First and 10 at the 11-yard line.
On the give, it's Elliott. And he'll get about 5. Now, following the run, one of the offensive linemen leading the way is a bit shaken up. And as the medical staff looks him over, we'll step aside. Off play action. Here's Williams. He's got his big tight end for the touchdown. The game-tying touchdown here in the 4th quarter and a chance to take the lead with the point after.
Mike, the sideline's going crazy with that late score, but they still need this extra point to take the lead here and see if they can hang on to this 4th quarter lead.
Point after, coming up here. The kick is good. Important one as they take the lead here in the 4th quarter. So now playing with the lead after that 4th quarter touchdown. Time to kick it back the other way. This will be returned from the 6. Across the 20, they'll mark them down before the 25-yard line. That's where the offense will take over. The Thunderbirds offense starting to trot out for this next possession. The deficit is 1 as they'll search now for that go-ahead score. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Quick throw here is complete. 6 catches for him in the ball game now, and this one's good for a first down.
Every once in a while, it just comes down to you need somebody in the huddle to just make a play, and it wasn't a whole lot fancy here. The quarterback just dumps the ball down, a quick underneath completion, and then really it's the yards after catch that did the rest, and that's what it takes. You're not always going to have the perfect play. You're not always going to dial up the perfect play against the perfect look. Sometimes players need to make plays, and that was a good one there.
6 catches for him in the ball game now, and this one's good for a first down.
These curl routes, he's been running these routes since he was a young kid in Pop Warner football, and I like to call it pulling the string. You've got the defender thinking you're going downfield, and you stick that foot in the ground, work back to the quarterback, friendly to the ball, and really nice job picking up the first down.
And they'll take this down inside the 35.
As this game continues to come down to the wire, Mike, it just reminds us, this is where quarterbacks earn their keep. You are judged by how you play in these critical moments. In 4th quarter, down a score, it doesn't get much bigger than this.
And this takes him into the red zone. He's brought down inside the 20-yard line.
When the offense broke the huddle in a line, Mike, I think everybody in the stadium knew this was going to be a run, but the offense is kind of saying, okay, line up, I dare you to try to stop us, and right now this defense has no answers.
Not much happening there, just a short game. Here's 2nd and 9. He'll look to throw. This one complete right side.
Outbreaking routes, Mike, especially outside of the numbers, everything is about the timing. If you're late with the throw, you're going to be watching that defensive back take that thing the other way for 6.
On 3rd down, they'll set up to throw. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes.
The defensive coaches, they preach all week, Mike. They have to have relentless pursuit of this quarterback when he tries to extend the play. So often it results in a great play for the offense and a big pickup. This time, because of that pursuit, it leads to a big loss.
So now, a big spot coming here. This to take the lead here in the fourth. And this one, right down the middle. It's good. And they take the lead here in the fourth quarter.
And this has been such a tight game, but that's a big one right there. I mean, you need a kicker with confidence. Well, this guy, he fits the bill. He steps up and knocks it through to give his guys a lead here in the fourth quarter.
And he'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. The home team's offense and Caleb Williams set to take over once more. And he has been masterful so far leading this offense, keeping the mistakes to a minimum, on point with his passes, generally one step ahead of the defense all game long. And he'll bring this across the 30-yard line. It's a pickup of 4. Here's 2nd and 6. From the shotgun, it's Williams. And that's going to be incomplete. Coverage was good that time. The contact jarring the ball loose and forcing 3rd down.
6 yards to go.
On 3rd down, it's Williams from the gun. This is caught. He got the connection to Collins. And they will bring him down on the other side of midfield.
And how about the poise of this quarterback? You find yourself down here late in the fourth quarter, Mike, facing a tough 3rd down. You've got to have it. You know what? He calls the play, he breaks the huddle, and he's like, you know what, Coach? I got it. That's a big-time throw to now keep this drive alive as they go down looking for that go-ahead touchdown.
Throwing on 1st down, it's Williams. They go right back to Collins. He's got it again. And they'll take this down inside the 35.
I'd like to see them do a better job here the rest of the game, Mike, just disguising the coverage from the pre-snap look to the post-snap look. And what I mean is, when you have a quarterback at this level and what they see before the ball's in their hands is the exact same thing they see once they do get the ball, everything is just so much easier for them to process. Change the look, change the coverages, move your safeties. Make the quarterback have to process with the ball in his hand.
And he'll be taken down as the clock ticks towards 2 minutes to play. 2 minutes remain in the fourth quarter. Greg and I back on EA Sports after this. A big play in the game now. 3rd down and 1. Elliott. They'll put him down right at the 20, but they'll also move the sticks. That is a 1st down picked up.
Nothing real fancy about this call here, Mike, right? In this 3rd and short, just get the ball to your running back, make sure he has enough space to pick up the 1st down, and they're able to convert.
And he'll manage to get this ahead for a pickup of 5. Now this defense will use the first of their timeouts. And they'll get together prior to this 2nd down play. They'll drop to throw. That's to the end zone, but it's incomplete.
The game is there for the taking. They control their own destiny, but this brings up a really big 3rd down here. But remember, they don't have to force it and push the ball past the sticks. Even if they come up short, they still have 4th down in their back pocket to try to extend this drive and see if they can pull out the win here late.
So, a big one coming for their veteran kicker. This to grab a late lead. And this one right down the middle. It's good. They move out front and take the lead here in the fourth quarter.
And I think this is going to end up being considered a successful drive, Mike. I think obviously you would have loved to see them come down and convert and score a touchdown. but at the very least, they needed to come away with 3. They were able to do that and take a lead on that field goal.
Here's first down. Back to throw here to begin the drive. Quickly to the outside and complete. And he's not going to get too far, tackled after a gain of just a yard. A pass taken in by Johnson. And he'll be stopped short of the first down. He's able to look it in and get forward for a pickup of about 8. He'll try and throw for it on 3rd and 1. And he's out of bounds with the first down. So they get a new set of downs and just as importantly stop the clock. They'll look to throw again. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
All right, so this is why you get paid the big bucks. These are the possessions as a quarterback you need to deliver for your team. Everybody talks about 2 minutes. Everybody drills it every single week. But when it comes down to this moment in the game, your quarterback needs to be on point. After that first down incompletion, it just makes things that much harder.
And that'll go for a gain of 7. And it's going to set up 3rd down. That is incomplete. Here we go. They're down to what could be their final play. It's 4th down. Man in motion, heading left. Now or never, they'll throw on 4th down. That's going to be caught. It's a gain of 10 as they get the conversion on 4th down. So the fans going to head home happy. It's a win for the hometown squad. This was a game where both offenses were up and down the field, marching the ball at will, matching each other point for point. In the end, got a few more defensive stops than their opponents did. And that was the difference in this one. So that'll just about do it for Greg Olson and our entire team. I'm Mike Tirico. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. With that, we say so long, everyone.